Happy harvest, everybody. Welcome back to Squad Farms on the Big Time Operator series. I got to take the old fort down to my neighbor Thomas's as he's going to get kicking off with the forage harvesting. I'll have more information on that here in just a second. Other than that, let's get into the video. Main reason I'm taking the 72 is because my truck is still attached to the spray tender trailer and I don't really want to take that off. All of the corn is doing fantastic around our area, but this particular plot off to my left, and I think one over by Kevin's field, I'm actually leasing out to my buddy Thomas, the guy we helped in our last episode with the sprayer problem, and he was asking if we could possibly help him with the forage harvesting this year, and since we might get into some beef cattle on this farm, he says I'd be able to keep some of that. He says the majority of their chopped corn is stored at a farm up north about 5-6 miles from here, but his son, Kyle, is the one that owns the starting cattle farm, and they store some of that stuff down here so they can feed the cows in that pen. These guys are also on the bigger scale of operation, and this brand new forage harvester just came out for the game, and I thought you guys really might want to take a peek at it. If we head inside, it is gigantic in here, and I can't wait to start helping them out and really seeing how well these work. He's got 2 semis because the third one's again up at that farm up north, but they also have that really big H&S Loadmaster. I saw a die-cast replica of this thing at the National Farm Machinery Show, what was it, 2 years ago? And it was cool. I couldn't buy it, but I really wanted to. Older Steiger quad track, pulling it at the helm, and a cab over Kenworth. Gotta love the H&S Top Dogs. I will probably have to go back to my farm and grab a truck so we can keep trailers flowing. You guys know anything about forage harvesting? The combine doesn't really move unless there is a trailer to shoot the chopped corn in directly behind it. I think we'll jump with the crew on the road and head to our first field so we can start shopping. If you are indeed a fan of American farming and you want to help Squad Farms support the channel, consider heading down below and hitting that like button, possibly consider subscribing. If this is anything like Farm Sim, it might, yeah, it lets me chop it, but it can't do anything with the pipe. I have to go get a trailer. See just how much guts this K100 really has. I've yet to do any sort of forage harvesting in this game, regardless of what kind it was. This is going to be uncharted territory for me. Let me know down below, guys, if you have invested in the new Holland pack for the forage harvester. How are you liking it? Have you used it yet? Is there something you don't like about it? And if that is, what is it? That's a lot to answer, but hey, you guys got to have something to do in the comment section, don't you? Daryl, you can get started now. I'm here. There he goes. How you're supposed to... Oh, so I got to put it in gear number 1. How the forage harvester is supposed to work, to my knowledge, is that you take the forage from the thrower, whichever version it is, and you take it directly to the harvest store, the blue silo behind me, and that is where it dries and turns into cattle feed. The only thing I'm noticing so far is that the forage harvester is kind of like acting that the trailer's not there. I could deal with that, but that might get annoying over time. That or our corn's just doing so well that he just can't keep up with us. It's like when a snowblower just hits a massive mound of snow and just bogs out. It's like, yeah, I ain't doing that. And to be fair, the issue with the forage harvester might be something with the trailer too. If you guys know things about Farm Sim, occasionally from time to time, certain trailers, how we say, don't work well with the augers on the combines. So before I start blaming the forage harvester, we're going to have to get that one that's attached to the quad-track Steiger and test that out. I'm not going to blame it because it is something that is freshly released, so the boys at Squad Built are working hard to try and get it figured out, but I have never seen something do that before. That is interesting. There's our full load. Guess you could say that topped us off. No, just me? Okay. Curiosity's getting the best of me. Let's just try the case out first. And if that doesn't work, then we will just do with what we have. This trailer's function seems a wee bit confusing to me. I've seen how it's supposed to work, but with the stuff we have in American farming, the only logical way I could see this trailer being used is you park it next to the Top Dog trailer and you dump the contents from it into said trailer. Otherwise, you have to dump it at the silo and you have what would be considered a football length wide of material being dumped out into this tiny little auger system that goes up to the harvester bin. The heck with the field entrance. We're going to take the ditch. Nope, it is something with that harvester. I bet you I know what it is. As long as I've done farm sim modding, which I'm no programmer, I have no idea what the code's like for this game. I'm wondering if the input, like how much crop is coming into that combine's header, outweighs the amount that comes out the auger. It can't dispense it as fast as it's going in. Therefore, the harvester thinks it's full when it's not. That means we just have such great corn, all right? That's all it boils down to. When we look at our PDA and head to the plots, you guys are gonna notice one thing. We now own well over 2/3 of the map. The pigs are doing just fine. However, Tom has now allowed us to work with him on a lot of his land. So you can about imagine if we had to plant and work on all of those fields, how much more of a crop we're going to be bringing in. This Big Time Operator series has seriously taken the map by storm. It was a mess getting all these fields double fertilized. And poor old Tom, he never got that ground limed up top. But there's no crop in there anyway. That's where our deal comes in. If I help him with this, he'll help me with harvest, and we can make a lot of extra money. It is nice to see some new equipment come to the game, and I'm sure you guys are excited too. Next episode, I'm hoping to be kicking off harvest on my own farm for Big Time Operators, and first gen farm, to my knowledge, is either going to be all of our hay work and a little bit more of planting, or we're going to get ready to start our spraying season and getting the pre-emerge as well as our base layer of fertilizer down. All exciting things, and we're making sure we stay busy. I've seen New Holland forage harvesters before, but I'll be interested to see one of these at Farm Progress this year because I like the styling that they did. They kept the shape of the old design, but they put on the new paint job body lines of the new combines. Wait, I feel like I said they had the new design with the new stickers. If I did, I meant the old design, like it's got the same old shape, but it's got new decals. That's what I like. New Holland's newest combine looks like the AF11, just yellow, but we know that the AF11 is not in American farming. Now, if it was in this game at some point, that would be cool, but I cannot confirm or deny any of those things because, quite frankly, I have no idea if that's even in their plan book. Yeah, I might work with Grant on a daily basis, but I don't know any of that. I just know I get to try out these cool new toys. I'm so happy. Uh-oh, the hog barn's out of feed. What? Hold on. I thought they were doing just fine. Oh, shoot, it's the main hog barn. What about the hog farm? Ooh, they're getting up there in weight. Aha! So we could take in a whole load of them. Well, and that is something we're going to have to take care of while these guys are taking care of this field. We'll help them out get this particular ground done, but then we got to get the hogs fed. And we don't have corn. So, once again, I'm going to have to call the co-op, which I could just do that. Hold on. Let me get my speed dial. Yeah, Jake? Hey, would you be able to run me out a load of hog feed out to the hog barn on the south side as well as Kevin's main hog barn on his farm? Yeah, just charge it to the account. That's perfect, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yep, you too. Have a good one. Gotta love it when you have connections with people down at the co-op. Jake's gonna run out a load. And yes, I am referring to the Fomo Pickle. He works at the co-op down there. He's a very good co-op guy. It amazes me when I see pieces of equipment like this because anytime I think of H&S, I'm just picturing a small little wheel rake or the tedder, maybe, and I mean maybe the Forage stuff, but not something that looks like the size of a full 2,500 bushel auger wagon. That is crazy work. This thing is awesome looking. I am going to test my theory if we're able to dump this directly into one of those top dogs. And then we're going to make our way over to the cattle farm and try and get this stuff in the harvester bin. Yes, we can dump it. Okay, so watch this. I've seen how they did it with the die cast, but I have yet to see how the actual model does this. Oh, wow. All right, that is a lot. Can we fit it all in one top dog, or do we need to use two? Might be able to fit it all in one. Let me close. Oh, come on. They couldn't just... What? It's got to be like 2 pieces of corn left. Nevertheless, we got those 2 trailers to take to the bins. Let's go. That might work really conveniently because that could act as a quote-unquote auger wagon. You set one of these trailers at the edge of the field, and when that forage harvester's full, you take that over, you dump it, and you come right back, and then someone takes a truck and takes these in. Usually you have a whole team that's following, so once one's done, the other one just pops right behind him. But this is American farming, where we only have one person to do the job besides AI. So yeah. adaptations. We're not going to talk about how I just accidentally forgot to keep planting that field. We're just going to say I got it washed out and it was past insurance time. I was late on planting crops anyway, and they just told me, no, can't do that. Kind of weird driving into this farm and it not being my main one. This is my first gen farm style farm. That made a lot of sense. Back up to the chute, Terry. Back up, Terry.
Put in reverse, Terry.
Whatever we can't fit in this, we're just gonna put in mine back at my house. Very nice. I think these have a conveyor system on the bottom of them. That's how they unload, because they don't tip back. Am I right? Am I right? Maybe? Yes, that does have a conveyor system. Bet those are really fun to grease. It says in the help menu that it automatically transfers itself over to cattle feed. Oh, we still got quite a ways to go. I'm not too worried. We're not chopping too many fields. If we were chopping half the map, I'd be concerned, but we're only chopping 2 pieces of farmland, so I'm not really that worried. While I'm at it, let's set this on the headland and do my idea where we only use the big tipper as a auger wagon. I kind of like that idea. I bet the EPA love this Kenworth. Yes! Emission friendly. In all honesty, this Kenworth seems like the perfect truck to do this job because it's short framed, it's got a little bit better turn radius, and your visibility, I take that back, the visibility in these things are kind of garbage if you don't have a sleeper. If you don't have a sleeper and it's just a really, really short day cab, the visibility in these are probably not that bad. If I was able to hire a worker to follow the forage harvester, I could probably run the other one, but since I'm only able to run one guy at a time and I don't have mods like Follow Me and Farm Sim, I kind of feel bad for buying 2 of these things. That's okay. It's just money, right? We don't need money. I know the hog barn's out of feed. I'm trying to get cattle feed right now for cattle I don't have. That's more important. Why did someone mention food to Jake? I should have known that he'd have taken off for lunch. My cows need fed, man. I just got confirmation that Jake is on his way over to the hog barn, so they should be fed within the next couple of minutes. We will grab our hog trailer and see if we can take in a couple of them to market. Maybe pick up a fresh round of hogs to start the next cycle. That way that operation can start making some extra money. Plus, I want some bacon. I like bacon. Anybody else like bacon? Dang it, now I'm hungry. There is load number 3 because I already took 2 trailers in. I kind of like doing this system because it reminds me of regular harvest, but this is not the way you would actually be doing this. You would have both of those trucks following as close as they could behind the combine, so that way when the one guy was full, the other guy could jump right in line behind him. But we'll make it work because I also really wanted to use this trailer, and this is the only way I could think of using it logically. Just like a giant wheelbarrow. I need to get the die-cast version of this thing. That'd be nice. Hey, it emptied out in full. So it just depends on the dump if it decides to register as completely empty or not. Looks like about 3 more passes and this field should be wrapped up. Let's look at our hog barn data, see if they've gotten that filled. He has been to the main hog barn. He just has not been to the farrowing pen. That makes sense. He's probably running back to get another load because both of those hog barns were fairly empty. Looks as though we have a little over $9,000 missing from the account. That hurts. Gotta do what you gotta do, though. Pigs need fed just like we need fed. Everything costs money. Which, speaking of money, how much do the hogs bring at market? Are we in a good time to sell them? Ooh, no, we're not. We gotta wait till May. Note to self, have hogs at their max value be ready to be sold in May. Got it. Noted. I am curious, how much fuel is that taking to run this? Yeah. Thing is not very fuel efficient. It doesn't surprise me. It's doing a lot of work. It is amazing how much power these pieces of machinery actually have. I think they're all usually pretty close to about 1,000. Yeah, 911 horsepower. These things are crazy powerful. That's your fun fact of the day. But I guess I could show you guys what all comes in the forage harvesting DLC. It's the forage harvester header, the dump box, and the semi-trailer. There's 2 passes left. Let's finish those out and head east. Well, west. Yeah, west.
I know my directions.
There's 7 stocks I'll be pulling in on that particular run, and 10 in the current pass. Whoop, outran him. I wonder if that'll help us with the amount that he's trying to harvest at one time, because that will confirm my suspicions if it is the pipe just can't keep up with it. Not sure if 3 rows is going to make a difference, but it might, okay? It might. Hey! It is! It's just that the combine can't keep up with it. And if the whole field worked like this, we'd have been done 10 minutes ago. Oh, yes. That is so much better. Look at it, about 3 1/4 trailers that were pulled out of one singular piece of ground. That's pretty good. No, 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 no. Daryl, what are you doing? There he goes. He's ready to go. As am I. We're gonna have to take that gravel road just off behind the trailers. Oh, and I just broke the semi. Nice. Good job, Buck. Can't drive straight. I just wanted to dump the trailer. Why you know? There it is. Like, why you no dump? Oh, no. I believe out of all of the semi-trucks that this game offers for you to play with, this Kenworth has to be my favorite. It looks like the most average farm truck you'd see sitting in someone's lot. There's times that I really wish they had a basic Freightliner or maybe even a Volvo, but this truck gets the job done. Plus, these are heavy haul trucks. A Kenworth T800, man, those things were built to pull. It's like a top dog on heavy hauling besides a W900. I'm not sorry, all right? I like my jokes, even if they're really that bad. Which, did the bin site say it had 900,000 pounds of capacity or 300,000 of capacity? That's gonna make a huge difference. 940, okay, we're good. We're fine. I think I'll call Kevin and see if he's got his semi, because if I can help it, I'd rather not have to take my little tiny cattle hauler my cattle trailer, because it can't hold very many pigs compared to his big Wilson. Hey, Kevin, if you still want me to take those hogs in the market, can I use your semi? Is that in state or is that out of state right now? It's at the South Hog Barn. Cool. Could a guy use that? Yes. Thank you, bud. I'm going to try and finish up a little bit more with Daryl. We're at the field right outside your house. When I take him in, do you want me to bring home another load of some fresh ones? Yeah. Yeah? Perfect. I'll take care of that. We'll just kind of get the headlands wrapped up, and then I'll take off and go get them. Sound good? Perfect. Thanks, bud. We'll get our keisters around the outside, and then we'll make our way over to the hog barn and try and get that figured out. These boys should be able to keep rolling without me, and if they can't, then, well, figure it out. That was definitely fun checking all that stuff out, but hogs are one of the main priorities we have since, I kind of messed my finances with Kevin last episode. I did not look at any of the data from the main site to see how many hogs are ready for sale at that place, but I'm sure we're going to have at least 2 trips. It sucks that we're not selling them at max price, but at least we're able to use the big cattle hauler in order to haul the hogs. I just have to find it because he says it's at the south shed. Oh, there it is. I think that's an older, 9,000? Ooh. I'm not a big fan of the stretch frame, but pretty nice looking semi. It's in pretty good condition, too. Very nice. All right, piggies. Let's go. We're heading to the fair with complimentary breakfast. Load all of them that are 325 pounds. Beautiful. We still have room. Let's check. Yes, out of this barn, how many of them are ready for market? None? What? That's a load of bull dookie. I mean, it's not like they're 5 pounds off, but I'd rather bring them in when they're all completely done. Give it a week. We'll put some pounds on them. Give them a Thanksgiving batch and they'll be ready to go. If we're taking 54 in, I'll bring back 50. I don't want to add a bunch more that we can't really feed because it is expensive to haul in those Wolinga trailers. I am not joking when I say that. They are expensive. With this trailer load, I will have sold more animals that I actually took care of for a purpose in American farming than I have in Farm Sim. I have never once sold animals in Farm Sim that were like beef cattle or hogs. I've only done dairy cattle, and you don't really sell those. I probably should just for the age reason. Cattle might be getting a little old, but I find that funny that the first meat product I ever sold in a simulation game went to American farming and not Farm Sim. 176. Not horrible. There is 50 of them. I do have to remember that. $4,700. Now, if I go over to this part and I buy them, how much is it going to cost to get me 54 of these guys? I want 50 of you. Well, that's a pretty decent profit. Profit's about $4,000, give or take, because I had 4 more that I sold. By the time we get to harvest, the rest of all those pigs are going to be ready to go to market. There's no way they're not, at least the ones back on the main farm. I want to thank you guys all for tuning into Squad Farms as we are having a lot of great fun on the Big Time Operator series. But be sure to check out the Big Time Operator playlist in your top right-hand corner as the playlist grows. As always, be sure to keep it light, keep it loose, keep it fresh, and most importantly, keep it fun. We shall see you guys all in the next one. This is Squad Farms out. Peace.